guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. This week, as you can tell, I'm sitting inside my truck and I'm having a bit of a problem. So I wanted to maybe do an episode about this. I literally just discovered this issue a moment ago, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. But before I do, I want to tell you a little bit about what's happening. So I jumped in my pickup to go pick up some dinner, and truck started just fine. I put my foot on the brake. I go to shift from park to drive because I back in my driveway, and so I just needed to drive forward. Well, as I pulled the lever down between reverse, neutral, and into drive, I felt a little bit of tension. It just felt like maybe something was binding up a little bit, but I didn't think a lot of it. I mean, I put it in drive and I drove. Then I get to the restaurant where I'm picking up our dinner, and I go to put it in park, and on the indicator on the where the shift knob is, it shows park. But on my dash, where my gear selectors are, or the indicator lights, it doesn't light up in park. And so what I ended up doing was, again, the indicator lights on down by the knob, the lever. So I turn the truck off, it turns off just fine. I go to turn the key to pull the key out, and it won't. It's engaged as if it's not in park. You just can't pull your key out while you're still in gear. So again, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and I'll kind of walk you through this. And then really what I'm going to do is start tinkering. I'm going to try to figure this out, but I'm going to keep you guys posted. I don't think what I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to have the camera recording the entire time while I'm troubleshooting and trying to play around with it. What I'll do is I'll keep you guys up to date on the progress. If I do dismantle something, maybe then I'll turn the camera back on and we'll talk about it as we go. Obviously, I want this to be a troubleshooting thing for other people if they have similar problems. I'm sure I'm not the first. I'm sure I'm not the last, but I haven't even Googled what the problem could be, so I have no idea if it's big or small. But I'm going to start screwing around and figuring it out. So first and foremost, let's get the camera turned around. Here is the shifting indicators that I was referencing before, and as you can see, it knows that it's in park. So I could take my foot off the brake, which you can't really see, but there's my pedals, no foot on the brake, and the truck isn't rolling. I'm stationary in my garage, no big deal. But if I look to the indicator lights on my dash, I mean, you can see the truck's running, everything's reading fine, but none of these are illuminated. But what happens if I put my foot on the brake and I shift to reverse, the reverse light goes on. Neutral, drive, and then back to neutral, back to reverse, and now back to park, and it doesn't want to do anything. But again, the park light's on here. I can show you reverse, neutral, drive. There is some tension. I can feel it building, and so I don't want to shift down into M or 2 or 1. For now, I want to just stay where I can, back into park. And what's crazy is even the backup camera, I'll try to zoom out a little bit. When I shift into reverse, my backup camera comes on, just like it would. And then I put it into park and the backup camera goes away. But again, up here, the indicator light is not working. And if I turn my truck off, which I'll do right now, okay, everything is off. Key won't turn further back. I can't remove the key. So what ends up happening, right, is like all the lights stay on, the radio stays on. I open the door and I'm gonna hear the key chime because I didn't remove the key. Yep. So this is a problem. So I'm going to investigate it and then I will report back in a moment. All right, so I've had a couple minutes to kind of investigate the situation, and so I decided that the easiest way to really start troubleshooting is to dismantle the center console. Now, I don't know if you guys drive a first gen F150, or not first gen Raptor, or like a 2010 to 15, maybe it was even earlier than that, 09 F150. But the center console in my Raptor was incredibly easy to remove. I've never done this before, and I was shocked. So literally there's no bolts or screws to remove. It's just click little pieces. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and walk you through what I just did. So this console was once upon a time right here. And literally, truly, literally all I did was grab it on either side. So like right here and right here, and lift it straight up. and it unclicked here, and that may have been it. In fact, I mean, I could flip this thing over and there's clips, yeah, on the 2 corners back here, and then, oh, and the 2 corners up front. So literally four clips hold this in place. It must go up here and there. But yeah, it lifts straight up, and then it's just these 3 harnesses that click into, you know, your buttons here and your switches. So now that I've got it in, you can still see all my lights are on because, well, I can't turn the car off. The car's not running, but it is still have power across the board. Now I can show you kind of what the pedal wants to do. So some of the mechanics of this pedal are, you know, it slides, and like I said, going into M, there's some resistance. It will go, but it really doesn't want to go past D. So you can kind of see there's a plate that kind of moves around up here. I'm gonna get in on the far side and try to figure out what the deal is, but I got to figure this out because I have to drive this thing every day. And so I want to get to the bottom of it pretty quickly. But my guess is that something in here is bound up. Ooh, that's filthy. I gotta clean this. But yeah, something in there is probably bound up, or maybe I can give you guys a... Oh, cool. Yeah, so my guess is something down here is all bound up. So I'm gonna get around on the other side and take a peek. And you know, so there's what should be park, but once again, no parking indicator. So I'm gonna keep working on it and report back in a moment. Well, as you can see, I have removed my shifting assembly. Real quick, while I have it exposed, I'm gonna tell you how to take it out. I probably could have filmed it as I went, but basically there's 4 bolts that hold the unit to the ground, or to the plate here. This is your shifting, you know, cable. So this just pops off. If you have like a flathead screwdriver, or I actually used this little wrench and stuck it in here between the eyelet and the knob that it was clicked onto, and was able to gently pry and pop it right off. So that was super easy. There's 1 wiring harness, which is right here. It's actually fixed down. I can't move it. It's fixed to the floor here. And then there's a clip here, and this slides off the assembly. So basically, I'll walk over here and show you real quick. So here's the assembly. And right here is where that was clicked to. Okay, so just at the front of the assembly. And then the cable goes in there, right? And mounts to this, man, it's so tight there. That knob right there. That's where that's the little eyelet clicks on there. So I figured out what the problem was. Now that I have it out of the truck, I can flip it over, look around at it, try to figure out what makes it work. This little dilly right here clicks in and out, right? So if I click and go to park, that's now in park. Okay, park. Again, I'm gonna clean this all up before I put it back, but park. All right, so it's in park, and this little lever latches underneath to keep me from shifting out, right? And then there's these teeth, which is gonna be what, like reverse, neutral, drive. And then I think M, 1, 2 are down here, like this curved section. Well, as you can see, these teeth have gotten pretty chewed up. So I think it's just old from wear and tear. I'm gonna clean this up a whole bunch. Now, as you can see up here, this piece, oh, my thumb's in the way. This piece right here is kind of falling off the track and isn't really working well. What I also discovered is where these 3 wires go in this little box. I'm gonna actually see if I can prop this right here for a moment. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Basically what I want to do, hang on real quick. Okay, hopefully you guys saw that. I was trying to hold it, but this is the parking sensor. You can hear it clicking. Well, the problem was this whole little box was flipped up. So this metal rod, which is my indicator latch, if you will, wasn't touching this. It was pushed up here. And I think what happened was this plastic piece, again, sorry, it's really tight in here. this plastic piece that's super loose right there, I think had pushed this up, and it all got caught on each other and eventually got bound up and wouldn't work. So I'm pretty sure that this being up in the air, not down, so this was making contact, is my problem. So I'm going to reassemble it and make sure. But before I do want to refasten this piece right here. So you can see if I look at it from the side, if we look at it through in there, I don't know, maybe you can't tell. Let's see if it'll focus. Yeah, this piece right here, there's a wheel on this end and it runs along this track, right? That's kind of the guide. And as you can see, it's not on there. It's kind of up and above. It's not guiding the way it's supposed to. So I think, here, maybe I can show you right here. Maybe not. Yeah, you can see right there, the guide, the wheel guide is like up in the air. It's not even touching the support. So I had, when I first pulled it out of the truck, slid it back in and it was sitting where it needed to, and just moving it around and jostling it, it fell off. So I think probably it slides down this pin a little bit more, and there was probably something that held that down. And I think that that is my broken part, and that was the source of all my problems. So long story short, I'm going to try to fix that piece up here. Now that this is back down, I think we're in good shape. I don't know why. See, it's like it's pretty fixed there. It doesn't move up and down very much. Just a touch, it clicks up, it clicks down. So, I mean, that's where it's supposed to be. And I don't know how it would have got up there other than maybe that little apparatus getting caught on one of these wires. I have since tucked these wires, you know, more down and around. The black one especially was kind of up in the air, up in there, and that's not okay. So anyway, I'm gonna try to fiddle with it, put it back together, and then I will report back. Now for the moment of truth. I went ahead and just popped this thing back in. I reconnected the battery. I guess I should have mentioned that. I did take the battery and disconnect it. Now I didn't remove the battery altogether. I literally just disconnected the negative terminal. But jumping up in the truck, you can see, well, it just went away, but you could see that when I opened the door and the gauge cluster came on, the lights, the red P or the dark orange P for park was illuminated, and my key's not even in there yet. So we're gonna test this out. I'm a little bit concerned, not gonna lie, but I did go ahead and put it back together, cleaned it up, and man, even my voice is a little shaky. I'm nervous. Well, let's go ahead and figure it out. I can see the P is illuminated. We're in park. Okay. Truck starts right up. Great. I see the P is still illuminated. I'm going to shift it into reverse. Okay, that was pretty smooth. Let's go all the way through. Neutral, drive. Ooh, M, 2, and 1. No resistance, no issues. Let's go back to M, drive, neutral, reverse, and park. Oh, and a moment of truth, the parking light is engaged. Let's try that one more time. I'm not gonna go all the way through, but let's go ahead and shift to reverse. Again, backup camera comes on. I am in reverse, and while we're watching the indicator here, I'm going to go ahead, I've got my hood up. Please do not try this at home. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of the garage just a little bit. My hood is up, so I don't wanna go too far, but I'm in reverse and everything is working and driving. Now I'm gonna put it into drive. I'm gonna move forward a couple of feet. Again, not to do anything crazy. I definitely don't need to hit my post or my other car, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in park. And there it is, park. Oh my goodness, that is exciting. I'm gonna turn off the car and we'll see if the key comes out. Yippee. Well, what a pain in the butt. I'm gonna go ahead and post a picture right here to show you what the problem was. As I was telling you when I had the part up on the tailgate, I couldn't hold the camera and point to it and show you all the things correctly. But there is this little guide indicator that's attached to a spring. And what looks like just over time, the brittle plastic broke. Because depending on the angle I was kind of looking up and through, I could see that the spring had been unwound a little bit and there was a crack in the plastic. So I'm gonna show you that picture right here. And the white arrow is pointing to where the crack is. You can see daylight through there, and it's kind of at an angle. Well, as I was trying to clean it up and put it back, that piece actually fell out completely. So when I was just shifting through that gear, that guide is not there. I'm not exactly sure what that means long term. Really what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go online and find a new shifting lever apparatus and just buy a whole new assembly. But at least for now I can drive it, and I'll probably limp along as I can. But they wouldn't have that guide there if it weren't important. And I don't know if it has something to do with the e-brake engaging or disengaging with the park. I was thinking it could have something to do with the reverse sensor. You know, maybe that's what indicates the backup light or the camera come on, but that's not the case. I've yet to figure it out. So I'm going to continue to investigate it, but at least for now I can drive the truck, which helps because I need to drive it to work tomorrow. So with that, that's all I got for you guys. Till next time, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment down below and let me know if you know what that little piece is. I would like to know. It's got to mean something, but obviously it works without it, so it can't be too vital. But I do want to know. So if you know, let me know. Other than that, make sure that you hit that notification bell. I've got some more updates coming. I've got a couple other cool ideas about the Eclipse, and we're gonna move forward on that. And till next time, may every investment we make be a good one.